Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening. And good evening, everyone, even though it's still daylight outside. That's always strange for me to say, you know. Welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host. And joining me tonight, everybody's here. We got David, we got Anthony, we got Candace, we got Carolyn. Say hello, people.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, people.
Hello. Hello, people. Hola.
Hello, hello.
Holla.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we could go on in a few languages. I know how to say good evening in a couple languages, but that's about it. So anyways, as I was saying, it's weird to say good evening when it's still light outside, but I'm, of course, happy that it's still light outside because that means it's still summer, although it's coming to an end quickly.
Don't say that.
Well,
Don't say that. No.
I can't help myself. I just keep thinking about it and kind of dreading it. But anyways, we'll enjoy each day. But tonight we are very pleased and very, very happy to have with us an actor, a writer, a producer, a director, a traveler. And you think that's a bunch of people, right? Nope. That's just one very, very, very busy guy. And his name is Shawn Christian. And I think we have him on the line. Let me go ahead and click this. Hello?
Aloha. Yes, you do.
Hi, Shawn.
Wow, there's quite a litany of things there. I think I don't know how many hats I wear. Maybe that's too many.
No. I was thinking I was forgetting some.
No. You know, there's a few in there: father, son, brother, cousin, friend. You know, there's
well,
a
yeah,
other
that
than
too.
that. We all have those titles.
Yeah, you're definitely one very, very busy guy. I mean, just looking at your Instagram is mind blowing with all the things that you do and the places you go, and we're just so happy for you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a blessing to be able to do it. I have to be honest with you. I think part of it is, rooted in that I just can't sit still. So people were like, well, do you ever sit still? And, I mean, of course I do every morning. I kind of take my private time and be quiet and be still, sort of collect my thoughts for the day. But I think any time during the day, if I'm just like idle time, I'm like, nope, I got to do something. And that's sort of, these things sort of propel me into the litany of things you just listed.
Yeah.
So it's a huge blessing, though. I mean, it is. I try to create these experiences for myself and loved ones and hopefully share that journey. So I'm glad you were able to experience it. And when people share that, you know, even when I'm on the road or I get some emails occasionally, I'm like, wow, people are inspired or people are moved or people get to escape just for a little bit. And so that's a huge blessing and a huge part of the purpose of doing it all.
Oh, definitely. But the big question is, does everybody keep up with you?
No. Where are you right now? I can never disclose my location. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, keeping up with me is not easy. Or even for myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Wait, what's happening today? Yeah, I had a friend's birthday party coming tomorrow. I'm like, wait, I thought I had 5 other things to do. I'm like, no, I remember this. I have it. And I will make sure we connect somehow.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to have the trusty little calendar reminder thing on your phones,
so
especially when you're so busy like that and place to
Amen.
place and everything, just everything.
No,
I
for
live
sure.
with mine.
I try to
Although
live
I'm not as
without
busy
mine,
as you are.
assistant. Siri is my a really good assistant. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I have to start out. We'll each ask you a couple questions, but
Yeah.
I have to start out with "Love in the Sun," which was recently on Hallmark. I'm telling you, it was such a beautiful story. Remembering and honoring a love of someone who passed, new love, old love renewed, and a love between a father and a daughter. So I have to ask, was love the inspiration when you wrote this?
Absolutely. My love, originally I had written it in Hawaii, and for my love of the experiences that I had there, and of course love and people connecting, the aloha spirit really essentially is love. And when you talk to the locals and the people, that's what aloha means. Like, my breath I give you, in the ancient times. But the idea being, I give you my love with no expectations in return. And it has resonated and has sort of changed my life in many capacities. So absolutely, it is definitely rooted in love. And of course, the father-daughter relationship that I really enjoy. In my personal life, I'm like, wow, that is something really unique and special, and certainly within the Hallmark brand and family, which I'm blessed to be a part of. It was an amazing experience, and we ended up shooting it in Florida, which was beautiful, and I got to see some places I never imagined. So that was also another love renewed. Like, wow, I love this.
Yeah.
And the people there were fantastic. So to go back and be able to screen that in the community where we were at, sort of to give back to the people who had blessed us with that opportunity to be there. I was like, you know what? I'd never done that before. Screened a film that not only was I in and wrote and created. I was like, wow, you're getting a firsthand reaction. I didn't know what to expect. But it was in between commercial breaks. I'm signing autographs and taking pictures. So it was a wonderful whirlwind to do it that way.
Oh, I want to give you a huge congratulations for getting that on Hallmark. I mean, that's
thank you.
Such an amazing channel and family-oriented, and this was a perfect story to be on there.
Thank you. Yeah, I have. It was such a wonderful experience. I have another meeting tomorrow with them. We're going to discuss future projects and either stuff that I've written or stuff that they have, because I really do love the content that they're putting on the air.
Yes, definitely. And let me give you an idea. I thought about this. I thought about this after watching Love in the Sun. I wanted to thank you for including Chicago in it, because I'm from Chicago, or in Chicago.
Nice. I used to live there for a while. Very nice.
I know. And I think your next script should be called Love in the Snow. And we get to see who Daniel is when he marries Renee.
There you go. I think we'll get it. I'll work that out. I'll put that in part of my my litany of pitches for shows. I would love to come back to Chicago. That city, I mean, I lived in Chicago, New York, and Hawaii, and Los Angeles, but I have to say, that city for me, because of the people, it's like a Midwest melting pot of wonderful people, hospitable people, and of course the food and everything else. I was just like, everywhere I go, like, you got to go. You have to go to Chicago, and so that city will open their arms to you, and they're just real. And so I have to congratulate. I'm glad you live there, because you're.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I live here too, except in the winter, but I do love it.
Okay. Well, yes, there's a little bit of that. I have to say, I don't, in many capacities, miss the snow. Maybe the holidays I enjoy it, but beyond the scraping the snow off my window and kind of creating a peak hole just so you can drive and getting into a cold car. I don't miss that part.
Well, we, as many of your fans, miss you on Days of Our Lives, but we're ecstatic about your career path with your new project. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And there's a couple of them on IMDb. I was wondering if you were able to tell us anything about that yet.
Couple of movies, or what? Yeah, bring it up. Let's see what we got.
Okay. I had them written down. Let me go look real quick.
Because some I don't know. I might be like, a lot of those, I mean, not a lot of them, but some of them, depending on what you bring up, if they've already aired, I could probably speak more about it. Some of them that are like in post-production, I can't really fully disclose, depending on where they're at in the process, but let's hear what you got.
The Experience and Pursued.
Yeah, I think I think it's now called The Experience. I think it originally was Pursued. And I have not been able to screen it, so I can't really talk. I don't know much about other than doing it. It has a little sci-fi twist in a way that I'm going to kind of go back here. Let me think. The two parents raising their daughter, and we sent her on to camp to kind of. It was almost like a camp where you have to think like us, rather than find your own individuality and your own path and follow your own journey. And the parents, my character was very rigid from what I remember. But I filmed that, I feel like a couple of years ago. That's the essence of it. I believe this woman we sent her to this camp, but yet she finds, despite her parents' wishes and sort of their narrow focus on the world, she really gets a sense of who she is and follows her own path. With joy, and then the parents, I think, spoiler alert, but it ends up being a more happy family, which is good.
Well, it sounds like something we look forward to as well. So,
yeah.
I have one last question for you that I'll wait until the end because I'm going to let my co-host go next because I know they're chomping at the bit. So first up is David.
Hey, Shawn.
Hey, David, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is a real treat for me to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. I'm always grateful for people who invite me to come play and come talk and come connect with people. So thank you.
You're welcome. I want to travel back in time with you to where you landed in a place called Oakdale, USA.
Yeah.
And you landed the role of Mike Kasnoff.
Yeah, one of my favorites. Yes, sir. Well done, David. Yes.
Yep. What was your first impressions of the daytime genre at that time?
My first impression was be prepared, work fast, work hard. So all these Midwestern values, we talk about Chicago. I was like, thank goodness I had these. But that was I went from Chicago and moved to New York because I booked it out of Chicago. And I remember my first day because I was the newbie. So I was last up and when we got to be, at that time had to be out by 8 p.m., which now it's like 5 p.m. And more pages per day. But everybody goes, listen, we're going to go straight to tape, basically. We're going to maybe get one little rehearsal for a couple of scenes, but we really need to get in before 8. I was like, okay, well, let's go. And I was able to do that because I was prepared for the character. And then you do, like 6-7 scenes, like back to back to back to back to back. And we made the out, and I think I earned some respect on the set. But more importantly, I think, at that time in New York, a lot of those characters worked on Broadway, and so they were really hard-working actors. So I got a sense, and I didn't know the impact that the soap world had, or even that character Mike Kasnoff would have. You just go into a studio and it's dark, and you go back home when you're done. You do your work. Like, I'm from the Midwest, so when I got out to do personal appearances, and you got to see the impact that the show had, because it's been on for years, and then the love that people had for that character, I was blown away at the response, and I had no idea. And then, more importantly, I think those actors, those Broadway actors and the hardworking actors, they said, look, remember to always put the work first. The celebrity aspect of it will come later. Don't worry about it. Don't get carried away with it. And it just sort of reminded me, as my parents did, of course, to stay grounded throughout this business. So I think it was a great place to learn, and a wonderful character. I I love my cat.
It was
fun. Yeah, well, that's the day when they had budgets, and I was like, we had cars on fire in the studio, and I was rescuing Carly and Rosanna, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. The budgets are a little tighter now, and we're not, setting cars on fire inside of a studio. But I remember feeling like Harrison Ford, doing action adventure movies on a soap opera. It was a huge, great way for me to start.
They could get away with a lot then.
Yeah, they definitely could. I mean, times are a little more challenging, and people, the budgets are tighter, and the time constraints are tighter. But I'll tell you, the work ethic is still there. People, soap actors are some of the hardest working actors on the planet, and they deliver daily, every day, 130 pages. By comparison, people in a movie do maybe four pages a day. Television's probably 10 pages a day. Soap operas, 130. Just to give you perspective on how quickly they work.
So it must feel like you're on vacation, just playing around when you do a television show or a movie.
Oh, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, wait, we're only doing 4 pages? This is my trailer? Yeah, I remember I arrived on set for, I don't think it was The Experience. It might have been some other movie. And I got arrived on set at midnight in some dark location, and then we had to get this scene by dawn, before the light came. I didn't work all night, so I'm basically in my trailer from 12 o'clock till maybe 4:30 in the morning. And finally they go, let's go, we're ready, let's go. And, we had to shoot it before the sun came up, and it's just a different animal. And pacing yourself,
Mm-hmm. It was.
Wow.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, did you watch As the World Turns? Were you a big fan?
My family, my mom and I were big fans. My mom was a fan from when it started until she passed in 1998. So.
Okay.
And,
sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Nice. That's kind of how it goes. They're generational that way. Nice.
It is.
I love to hear it. And the fact that it still resonates today is great.
It really does.
Yeah,
so
it's a pretty powerful
back
medium.
in the 90s there, man, I remember that you guys used to do mall visits.
Yes.
And I remember a couple of you from each soap used to come down. Yeah. What has been the best? Still do personal appearances. Yep. What has been the best and most unusual experiences doing a shopping mall visit?
Well, I can start off with my first one, which, as I was telling you earlier, I had no idea what to expect. I was at the Mall of America in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I had no idea what I just was like. And I had 4, so we were, you get brought into the back, and then all of a sudden they go, "You ready?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm going out to this tunnel, and there were like 4. I think I have this picture still. I'll probably post it on Instagram someday on like Throwback Thursday. Like 3 or 4 huge bodyguards surrounding me. I'm like, who are these for? And they go, "They're for you." And I'm like, what? Why? What's going to happen when I get out there? And they were all like, "You'll see." And if you've been to the mall, it's like 4 or 5, I don't think it's 5, maybe 4 tiers of walkways and balconies, and I walked out there, and the tiers were full of people, all of them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy moly. And there were other soap stars there too, so it's not like they were there just to see me. But that was pretty amazing. And then the one in Michigan, they did another big fan event in Mackinac Island, which, I'm from Michigan originally. That was a huge event. I was pretty shocked to see it, how, like, everybody had huge lines. And I'm like, "Where's mine?" And they're like, "Oh, it's one of these big ones." I was like, "Whoa, what?" And you had no idea. I had no idea what to expect. So they were pretty special moments in my life, I have to say.
But I have a little story to tell you.
All right.
If I may. I got to tell you that we, my brother and I, wanted to surprise my mother and bring her down to one of the malls in Albany, and it just happened to be the one that you were at the time.
And, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was. You were there. And what happened was we didn't actually tell her. We went with the premise of saying that I wanted to go. And so we didn't tell her why she should go.
Right.
Says, my brother says, let's just bring David down and let him be happy. And let's see what he does.
Funny.
So we get down there. I think it was in Albany, New York area. We get down there, and you were right. We took her in, and we said, surprise, Mom, look who's here. And she just smiled from ear to ear, and I swear she was in tears. And she was just too shy to go up and wait in line.
Oh,
but
man.
But she loved you from the first moment you came on as the world turned till you left. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing that story. When occasionally that's a wonderful surprise, by the way, for your mom. And when people do that, and some people do get emotional and they don't want to come up, and I typically try to, depending on the time. The promoters are always like, stop talking to everybody so long. But I try to have some human connection with everyone who has taken the time to drive, and often it's hours. And some people fly. I've had people fly to these events and go, look, I've never gotten on a plane before, but I wanted to meet you or whatever. And when you had that moment, and some people get overly emotional, and it's hard to do. And I always try to get them to open up or come closer, or let's take a picture, and any way to have some sort of human connection. I mean, even now, because I don't do necessarily so many mall appearances, but I'm on a website called Cameo, where people can, request that I do a phone greeting, like a birthday greeting or a wedding greeting or whatever. They can request me in Cameo, send it to me, and then I'll do a personal video to that person, and whatever the message is, I'll make it sort of personal, but whatever they want to say for somebody else or for themselves is another way for me to connect, because I can't get to every city or some of these locations. So that's one way that I'm still able to do that. But that's special that you were able to have that experience with your mom, and you guys surprised her. I love when people do that. I love the surprises when people don't know what to expect. Maybe because I like surprises.
That was very
well, some of them, not too many. Yeah.
Well, thank you, David, for your questions and for the story.
Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Next up is Anthony.
Hey, Shawn. Anthony, Staten Island, New York.
How are you?
How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Thank you for asking. Life good for you?
Life is good. So, my first question, you love to travel, and you've turned that into a great show. Can you tell some of our listeners who may or may not, and I love the show, by the way, who may or may not have seen it, where they can see it, and how you came about making that show?
The travel stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they can see a lot of my travel content on my Instagram, which is my name, Shawn Christian, Shawn, Christian, of course, Christian. I am the one with the blue check, because there are other people who try to duplicate and take my name or whatever, but I'm the blue check, meaning I am verified as the Shawn Christian. So, but that is one way to see all of my travel content, and then you can see them in my stories, and I'll continue to share more wherever I go. And the interesting thing about the travel for me, because I am working on a full-fledged show, exactly, because people are really enjoying these stories, but it's a way for me to connect. It's a natural extension of what I do as an actor. For example, I will immerse myself into a character or into a story, and then I'll live that story and then I'll share that story on screen. And then people are either moved by the story or they have an experience like David was talking about. And now I'm like, well, why don't I do that with my travel experiences? Because a lot of them are life-changing. They're inspiring. And that's essentially what I aim to do, is inspire people to experience the world in each other and cultures and wherever people go. So that's the essence of why I do what I do, and doing the travel content is a natural extension of that. You can also see it on my Facebook is another way. It's my name again, Shawn Christian, in Twitter. So, but ultimately a lot of that content gets pushed through Instagram. So, yeah, thanks for asking, Anthony. That's essentially, for those who don't know, but it's at Shawn Christian. Yeah.
Awesome.
Did I answer that? Was there another question there? Sure.
No, just like, well, yes, I hope it does become a full-fledged hour
Thank you.
Discovery Channel or something. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
you kind of touched
now, talking with different producers, and I think, doing it in the spirit of how I imagine it, celebrating a community, its people, is really and getting people to, experience a destination as if it were home for somebody, and it is somebody's home.
So I'm going to tweak my second question a little bit, because you kind of touched on fan experiences, and so I'm wondering if you can tell our listeners, like Pam said, you wear a bunch of different hats and maybe even once in a while a prosthetic mask. But
been done. True story. Yes. Yeah.
How different is
the character?
Preparation-wise and going in, can you tell us the difference between working in daytime, evening shows and films? What do you have different preparation, or is every job its own experience?
That's a great question, Anthony. I think certainly each job, each character is its own experience. Depending on the time that I have to prepare for a role, is one way to approach it. But ultimately, understanding the soul of the character and how they fit into this world, whether it's television, a soap opera, or a film, is really where I start. And then how can I share what is something part authentically me, add my, I guess if you'll call it artistry to it, to that character? How can I best serve this story through that character, as opposed to some self-indulgent idea where I'd be like, oh, I'm going to play this great villain and I'm going to just, be amazing, aren't I? And everyone's going to love me, love to hate me or whatever it is. Isn't really how I approach it. It's telling a story, and how can I best serve that, and one of the, I think the bigger things certainly for me as an actor is and kind of in life, but how do I bring out the best in the people around me? And certainly the actors and actresses that I'll be collaborating with, how do I bring out the best in them? And even with the crew, how can I make their job easier? How can I make, production's job easier? That's the technical aspect of it. But preparing essentially is, how do I best serve a story? It's hard, like in a soap opera, because the story, you don't even know the story sometimes, and it goes so fast. So what, a small trick of the trade, even for me, even on Days of Our Lives, there'd be a lot of times that we had to go straight to tape. And my character was a doctor on that show, and so it used to be a lot of medical dialogue. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this whole monologue and typing across for 4 and da-da-da-da, we need 20 cc's, blah, blah, blah. And you have to make it like you've said it 1,000 times, and you only get one take. And of course I'll prepare that moment. And then the beauty of going straight to tape, my little secret anyway, is the blessing and the curse is that you can sort of make it your own, because you're not going to be able to go back and fix it, right? However, you have to get the dialogue right, but you can inject some sort of personality into it that sort of makes it more grounded, more real, more relatable for an audience, rather than having it be completely stilted and I'm going to just pound out this dialogue and do 20 scenes. Could be 20, I guess, but maybe, typically 8 scenes in 30 minutes, which is a challenge to do. But I think ultimately in that genre, I try to inject some sort of humanity and personality into it. Whereas a film, things are much more detail-oriented, and you have time to sort of find a nuance. So what it means when I say blessing and a curse in the soap opera world is that you're living on your feet. You get to sort of improv in a way that's real. And what comes out, comes out. And as long as it's honest, I think people enjoy that. Whereas like I said, in film, you got to be a little more meticulous. Same with television. You get a little more time for a few more takes.
I mean, with the popularity of Mike and Daniel, obviously people enjoy it and love it, and they followed you. We followed you many other places. So thank you for that.
No, I appreciate it, Anthony, and I do appreciate that. I'll try and answer people's questions in my Instagram, and when they they'll leave comments and posts, and I'll take I don't always do it right on that very day, but I'll go through them and I'll try to respond, and at least so we can have some engagement. And I do appreciate all of those people who have tuned in, if you will, to my Instagram stories and posts, and it's a wonderful way to also engage with those who. And I hear from Mike Kasno fans and Daniel, Dr. Jonas fans, and fans from Friends or Will and Grace or whatever show I've been doing and movies I've been doing. People, however they relate, completely grateful. And so it's a wonderful reminder that you still have the power to move and enrich someone's life. So, and if at the very least, just entertain and escape.
Thank you, Anthony, for your questions. And we're going to move on to Carolyn. And then last but not least will be Candace.
You got it. Am I talking way too long? That's why.
No.
Not at all.
We don't want to take up we don't want to take up too
short.
much of your time. We want to make sure that you're okay. Thank you.
So
wax on, grasshopper.
All right, who's this?
Carolyn.
Yeah.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
Aloha. Aloha. Oh, my goodness, I'm so nervous. I want to know how I missed you in St. Pete, Florida.
Oh, my goodness. Is that where you're from?
Yes. I live
gosh.
about 20 minutes. I live about 20 minutes from the Birchwood.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, I love the Birchwood. I'm telling you, you should. Anybody in St. Pete area, there's not a plug. I'm not getting paid for this, but what a beautiful hidden gem right there in St. Pete. That lovely rooftop lounge that overlooks the bay. I'm like, what a stunning little gem to find. So you're in a wonderful neighborhood. In fact, your neighborhood, I took a little walk with some friends of mine. They were like, they live like 3 minutes from the hotel. And he's like, oh, my God, we live right here. Go walk. And it was like these cobblestone streets, these beautiful southern charming trees and homes and porches. So you're blessed. You live in a wonderful place. I don't know how we missed each other. I was bouncing all over that place.
Were the orange, what were they called? Orange blood margaritas? Were they as good as you said?
Were the margaritas delicious?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Oh, my gosh, yes. They were blood orange margaritas up at the Colony on top of the Birchwood. And, when in Florida, anything with orange in it, you got to get it. So it was amazing. I had quite a few of those, yes.
I want to ask you about the Arrowhead Adventure Camps and how did that come about?
That came about with my lovely co-star and lovely lady Ari Zucker. Her and her brother started this camp years ago, and when I was working on Days of Our Lives, I heard Ari talking about it. Excuse me. And I was like, wait a minute, are you empowering kids, and how are you doing it? Let's have a conversation about this. And we had this really wonderful conversation, and I'm like, wait, I enjoy empowering the next generation of kids with character and value systems and So we just gelled on this so well. And I said, however I can contribute and be a part of, I will be delighted. And it evolved from there. And then, of course, my visions of like, let's put it across the country, you know, like the Boys and Girls Club of America type thing, which is really hard to do because Boys and Girls Club, there's plenty of beautiful, wonderful organizations out there who do wonderful things for the youth. It would just be an extension of that because, A, I have an affinity for the outdoors, and then to empower kids through outdoor adventure and get them off their computers and outside and playing and engaging in the world and of nature. And I think there's so many values that can be taught by living simply with the outdoors. That's sort of the genesis of that, how that came out. And then, of course, they run the organization in Boise, Idaho. Steve Fensky now runs it, who's wonderful. He's a retired police officer, and he knows those kids who are on the cusp of making some bad choices. You know, and I didn't step away completely, but I stepped a little further back because it does take that kind of commitment in a community. And searching for community leaders in Detroit, and I was doing some coaching here in LA, and these kids depend on that, and they need that. And so until we can hire full-time coaches with that commitment in each of those cities, you have to be there, and Steve does an amazing job of that in Idaho. So once that gets grounded there, which it is because he runs it beautifully, then you can extend the program. But I'm a big visionary in a way that I want to, you know, touch as many kids and people around the world as we can to impact their lives, and not just kids, but people and parents who are struggling with, like, how do I reconnect with my kid? So that's what Arrowhead Adventure Camps is about. Yeah.
Well, it's
Thank you for asking.
so hard for teens today. That's very
difficult.
commendable. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for recognizing. Thank you.
Well, I miss you. I think everyone misses you on Days of Our Lives.
Oh, I miss being there.
Yeah, you always came across to me as the glue that held everyone together. You were strong and caring and supportive. Are you that way in real life? Are you kind of the glue that keeps everybody together?
I do enjoy this role. Yes, I think so. I like to be. I like to galvanize people. I like to bring out the best in the human spirit wherever I go. No matter, and I was talking a little bit about it with Anthony earlier. Certainly when I come to a set is like, how do I bring out the best in people? That's just what I love to do, and to galvanize people. I think we're stronger as a whole when we sort of shine brighter with our more positive values, right? So I am kind of like that, you know, with everything that I do. People have sort of put me in that position as a young kid as being leaders in basketball and football and baseball and different sports. They were like, look, you lead the team. And I didn't even know. I was like, great, I'll do it because I have a lot of energy, which I still do. I think that's part of it. Like, wow, you have a lot of energy. But so to do that, yeah, that is a big part of what I do. And even on being on Days of Our Lives and taking on that hat as Dr. Jonas, I did feel he was one of the, or I like to add that to a person who was able to bring a community together and sort of galvanize people. And of course there's drama and everybody's having problems. And I felt like Dr. Jonas was a shoulder you could go to. Very stalwart person who just was able to be there through every hurricane, every storm. And I remember doing a scene with Suzanne Rogers, who plays my mother, and different scenes with different characters. And I remember in rehearsal crying, or even doing a tape where I ended up crying and I get emotionally involved or whatever. And somebody goes, well, cut. And the director goes, wait, you can't cry. Dr. Jonas doesn't cry. I'm like, but this is sad. It's like, no. You got to be strong. You got to be that. I'm like, but she's hurting. You know what I mean? I go, okay, all right, no crying for Dr. Jonas. Yes. There was 2 big notes, like no crying and he doesn't fold his arms. I was like, no, okay. I'm not going to get into that famous Dr. Cross Your Arms pose ever. And it was one of those things throughout my time there. I was like, okay, these are the aspects of Dr. Jonas that I'm going to adopt. But yes, the long-winded question is to, yes, I loved being that aspect of Dr. Jonas for the show and and being on the show in that capacity, and also in my real life, I again, it's my natural inclination to bring out the best in people, and if it brings us together, that's awesome, you know.
Well, it definitely came across playing the doctor role, and we really miss you. And I see on social media everyone misses you. Yes.
Oh, thank you. I always try to give people who give Dr. Jonas shout-outs, and I always give love to, you know, because the character and the show and the people there are near and dear to my heart, for sure.
Well, thank you very much. And I shall give you
Carolyn.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right, Carolyn. Aloha.
Aloha.
Coming to St. Pete.
Candace, you're up next.
I'll have to track you down.
Good luck with that. All right, Carolyn.
Hey. Hey, Shawn.
Yep. How are you?
How you doing? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just chatting it up with some people. I love it.
There you go. It's like, it's just like friends, talking over drinks, margaritas.
That's what it feels like. Give me a campfire and possibly a cocktail. Yeah, but more importantly, a campfire. I'm in. I'll tell you anything you need to know.
There you go. Okay.
A campfire conversationalist. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Campfire. Yep. In mid-August. Well, early August, technically mid-August. Yeah, we can say that. So I want to go back to something you just now said, to bring out the good in people, to do what you can do. You mentioned with Caroline about the Arrowhead and the work with children, and I wanted to bring it kind of full circle to your connection to the Painted Turtle.
Yes.
For those who don't know, it's a camp for chronic and terminal ill children. On this show, we're all soap fans, but for me personally, I work with children. And
bless your soul, Candace. That's awesome.
Thank you. I have like a huge heart, as we all do, for the future, for the children in our future.
Yep.
Can you share with our listeners about your experience supporting the Painted Turtle and what the Painted Turtle means to you?
I tell you, the beginnings, the origins of this for me started. I did a movie with Jamie Gertz, lovely, talented actress, and her husband are great, near friends of mine, and they have coordinated this amazing facility where, as you mentioned, they were helping terminally ill children, much like the Hole in the Wall gang with Paul Newman. And Paul Newman's a huge idol of mine, both professionally and personally, because he was able to use his celebrity for good. And when I was talking to Jamie, they were just opening it, and I was like, oh my gosh, how can I get involved? It's children. And she's like, I'll invite you out. We'll come on out, and even some of the charity events, and we'll show up and meet the people and see what we do out there. And it's an extraordinary facility with people doing amazing work. And each week, those kids get to, who have these illnesses, are with those same campers, having those same experiences. So they're able to communicate amongst themselves, with the life experiences that they're sharing, and it's able to accommodate. The Turtle Shell, I believe, is sponsored by the Cedars-Sinai Hospital. So they have all of the medical equipment there that they need to provide for these kids each week who share, similar circumstances, and their families, and they'd be able to put up the families, and an extraordinary place. So if anybody who doesn't have information on the Painted Turtle, go look it up. It is. I'm so glad you brought that up, Candace. It's amazing. Yeah. But my relationship with Tony and Jamie Gertz, wrestler, is really at the beginnings of that, and I've been blessed to speak about it in interviews and personal conversations as well, because it's great people doing extraordinary things. Yeah. And much like yourself, and the people who do that, the caregivers, Candace, they need big shout-outs. And people, we talk about celebrities, and you see them in the news, and you see them everywhere, but it's the people who do what you're doing, and people like that who need to be celebrated, in my opinion. because these are the topics that, we should be talking about.
Right. Well, on behalf of the teachers who are out there listening, who are soap fans, we thank you for that.
Thank you. Amen.
It's I always say, there's a lot of tough jobs out there, but being a teacher, man, I mean, it's the best.
Oof.
It's the best feeling in the world, though. It really is, to know that you're just like with. I always say this, like with soap stars growing up, I used to watch all the soaps with my family.
Okay.
And
nice.
With watching you guys, I learned patience, because I know it took a lot of patience to learn the lines. I know it took patience, for filming, and I knew it took patience, to do interviews and, meet the fans. And also the flip side is that you're actually learning. You're learning your craft. So flip side, being a teacher to children, we're doing the same thing. We're helping children learn their craft and their identity as well. So, see, that goes hand in hand right there. So,
oh, my gosh. You're shaping more people's lives than actors do by far. What grade do you teach?
Well, I always say this is my babies. So I have early learning. So before they even do pre-K, like I have the infants. Or I shouldn't say infants. They're my little young adults, because that's what they're acting like right now. They're all in their personalities. I have between 9 months and 12 months, so pretty much that age range.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my little adult.
Yeah, they are. I'm telling you, they grow up so fast now. Everything is so accessible so quickly. You're like, how did you learn that? Oh my gosh!
And they
bless your soul.
All the parents says, it's Miss Candace. Miss Candace has taught you that, and I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah. It'll be like them dancing to Kids Bop. I mean, even though I do play, just for the record, I do play like the nursery rhymes, like Old MacDonald had a farm. But at the same time, I also play the Kids Bop CDs for those,
Yes.
And they shake and they're dancing, so that's movement.
Yes. Oh, for sure. I'm going to be posting a little dance I had done with my sort of stepdaughter, doing the Get Up, and she's like, "We got to do the Get Up," and I'm like, "Okay." So yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
You might appreciate that. Oh gosh,
okay.
Yeah, it'll be on my Instagram, either early, maybe this week in the next couple of days, or maybe early next week. But I think soon. I'm trying to get it down to under a minute. It's not easy. But I love that. I think dance is a perfect way to connect, certainly with kids. And it's sort of this international language that, of course, it's joyful, right? It's the positive aspect. Yeah. Typically, most people feel happy, when you're dancing, or you as a form of personal expression. And there's no wrong answer. It's your humanity coming forth in the spirit of joy. And that's what I love about dancing. I think it's a great.
And there's no right and wrong.
Miss Candace.
And like you said, there's no right and wrong. You're just having fun. And with me, because at my job, I'm like the biggest kid. Because all the kids are like this. Hey, Miss Candace is going to play dressed up with us, and Miss Candace is going to act silly. And because I just feel as though, we all are too adult. Sometimes we have to embrace our inner child. So,
oh my goodness, for sure, Candace. I just did a post recently. You've seen it. I had a bear wolf hat on. Well, it's like a furry hat, right? Mm-hmm. And my daughter's camping. We put a teepee up in the backyard or whatever. And I put on this little bear wolf. You have to watch it. It was a bear. And then she's like, "No, you're a wolf." I'm like, "Well, what? I'm a bear. Am I a bear wolf?" And she's like, "It's a bear wolf." And I'm watching this, and I'm like, "Wait, I'm just being a kid." And I love. And it's actually, it probably keeps us sane, Candace, where we get an opportunity to be kids again, and and it just sort of rejuvenates us all.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that video because
we all
it's
are.
out there. Well, the Get Up's coming out. My little TV adventure is in my Instagram somewhere, not too far back. But yeah, I think I started out as a bear. I was a wolf. We met a dragon, and then I ended up being a bear wolf in the end of the story, I think. And everyone lives happily ever after.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to watch that. I'm going to watch that. We're going to do that. I'm going to actually do that now. Cause
do it. And Shawn Christian. Yeah, you'll see
there
it.
You go. All right, I'm definitely going to see it. Okay, so the second question I have is, you have tons of fans who love Venice the Series. Woo!
Yeah.
Or as we like to call them, Venice Nation. Hey, everybody listening.
Okay.
What can you tell us about your experience on Venice the Series?
You know, it's fun. I ran into a guy today, and what is his name? Darn it. And he goes, "Are you Shawn?" It's like, we know each other, but we don't know each other. He's on the show now, doing Venice. I mean, this was probably 2 hours ago. I talked to this guy. Hold on, I'm gonna find his name, but if I can. But I'm probably let me answer your question. The experience was amazing. I think Crystal has done a wonderful job of hanging on to something near and dear to her heart, and does an amazing job with Venice the Series year in and year out. And she works tirelessly to put this out in the airwaves. And anybody who produces a show, including this one, you guys, and it's you want your voice out there and you want to be heard, and it gives you this wonderful platform. And kudos to her. I remember what is it on 8th season now, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I mean, yeah, and I'm like, wow. And it's such a passion project for her. And it's just every time I hear about it, and unfortunately my schedule it's just too busy to continue and meet those schedules demands, because if I get booked and they're shooting and then I screw up her schedule,
right.
That's not fair to her, and I know how much work she puts into it. So, but what a blessing to be a part of it during its inception, and I hope that goes on for years and years and continues to grow. So, amen to, was it Venice Nation? Is that it? Shout out, hashtag?
Yep, Venice, yep, Venice
hashtag
Nation.
Venice Nation, all right. And Crystal Chappelle, if you don't know her, check her out. She's a hard-working lady. She's one of the good ones in the business, man. That's great. It's so funny. It was the second conversation I had about hopefully her ears are ringing today.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like
she's probably like
two people. Like
Gregory,
two people that said something about. Okay, like two people said something about Venice. So they're getting ready for season 6 to drop next month. So if there's a season 7 and everything works out, maybe you'll be back on Venice.
You never know. Listen, I say I'm always open. People are like, oh, would you ever come back to Days? Or my character's dead and all my body parts are spread around Sam. But
twin brother.
Amen. Yeah,
twin brother.
There you go. I'll be an evil twin brother. So I would.
No one's ever dead in Salem.
No.
Everybody says that, but I think my character, I'm not sure how you would do this. But yeah, no, it'd be really cool to do anything. So I'm always open, whether it's Venice Days, any show that I've ever been on. Always open to coming back. Even The Rookie, which I did last season, I had such a great experience there with Nathan Fillion and that crew. I love it. I enjoy collaborating with good people, and Crystal's one of the good ones, man.
There you go.
Definitely. We love everything that she puts out, and we're so looking forward to a second season of Beacon Hill. And just a side reminder to our listeners, if you haven't donated to the making of the second part of Beacon Hill, please go and check that out. And if you can't donate, please share it. And Shawn, you are amazing. We love you even more now if that's possible. And we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to everything that you do.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the invite. Thank you both. I really appreciate the invite on your show and an opportunity to chat with your listeners. I hope it continues to grow, and we'll come back and we'll do this again, and we'll share more stories. More travels, more journeys, and more shows.
And more dancing.
We'd love to.
And more
dancing.
dancing.
More dancing. Oh, that's coming.
More dancing.
Get up. There's going to be a get up coming out.
Watch, we're going to do a get up challenge. I think that should be it. Is that we should start a get up challenge. Like everybody post a video.
It's out there. Yeah, there's a get up challenge, and I'll hashtag that. Yeah, this one's in Hawaii, but the backdrop is beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. I'll get you'll see my little kids just like on little things bouncing up and down. I'm like, look at them.
There you go. There you go. Show the kids, Candace, and just go, this is what not to do. See Shawn on the left? Don't do that. See Izzy on the right? That's what you should do.
I'm like,
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Ari, my girl Ari, she does a great job dancing there. She's killing it, too. She's like, whoop.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now the challenge is
three of us doing it. Yeah. We did it. Yeah. 3 takes. 1 take.
All right.
3 different ways.
Well, thank you again, and we welcome you back anytime. It was such a pleasure speaking with you.
Likewise. What an honor and a thrill. Thank you so much, and thank you to all your listeners. I appreciate it. Appreciate you all.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
You too now. All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Aloha.
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 Wow.
Okay.
Another great conversation.
Yes, it was.
I'm telling you,
I
wish I had a tenth of his energy. A tenth of his energy.
I know it. Pam?
Yes.
We got to get smelling salts for Carolyn.
Oh, yeah. Carolyn, you good? You okay?
Yeah.
You good?
I didn't hear what you said. Get what for Carolyn?
Smelling salts. I thought she was going to pass out.
She did. Didn't you hear her quiet for like about 3 minutes?
Yeah,
she was quiet. She didn't say nothing. She said nothing. I heard.
If I had known he was in downtown St. Pete, I would have been there like every day, waiting for him to come out of that. Oh, yeah. But he posted it after.
It's okay.
Oh, God.
I mean, you had tonight.
That was so nice.
Yes. You had tonight to have that moment just between you two that's going to live on forever and ever because everybody's going to listen to this podcast and ever and ever. And
well, I was going to say when I have the crew down here in St. Pete, then he can come and visit too.
See?
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. Okay, see, you had your moment. I've had my moment. Pam has had a moment. Has David had a moment yet? Wait a second.
Yeah.
Josh.
I will next week.
Yeah. I will have mine too. My other moment next week too.
Well,
yeah.
Candace and I are busy next week.
Yeah, we're busy. We're really busy.
Yeah.
Why don't you share what you're doing? Hello.
Shall we?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep, yeah. Okay.
Wednesday night, I will be in Syracuse for part 3 of Steve Burton and Laura Wright's BFF tour.
Oh.
Yep. And then on Thursday night in
Baltimore,
Baltimore,
on Thursday
Maryland,
night.
Yep. Thursday
is
here in Baltimore. Yeah, here in Baltimore, not too far from where I live at. Is part 4 of the Best Friends tour with Emmy Award winners, icons of daytime, Laura Wright from Maryland, and Steve Burton. It's going to be a pleasure to see them talking about being friends and other things. And yes, Laura Wright, being the trooper that she is with broken foot and all, is still going to come to the event. Tell me that's not a trooper. Broken foot.
God bless her.
Yep. So, we're going to hang out. We're like friends. We're best friends forever.
Yeah.
Get to know the real truth behind, obviously, Carly and Jason's friendship as well as Steve and Laura. So that's going to be interesting. And then next month,
yes, it will.
Something, yeah. And next month, something happens here too. I'm going to see Josh, Magic Mike. That's all I remember. That's all. Eden McCoy, Williams and Rice, Tamara Braun. I'm kind of blacking out a little bit, but I think we said this on the show that we would do something, right? I would do something to get Josh, and then we go to church. Yeah, Don't worry, I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. We got this. We got this.
Don't forget the cookie dough.
Work it.
I just might.
You were getting the chocolate chip cookie dough too.
Yep, you're right about that. I don't know if it's gonna make it there, but I will remember. You guys, I'm on a diet, quote unquote. So that might, that's gonna be. I've been eating hummus though.
Oh,
well,
let me tell you. Remember, I said I never tried it. Remember, I said I never tried hummus. I eat it almost daily now.
See?
Yeah, but I eat it almost daily now. I'm telling you, I'm in love with it.
And we owe it to Kate Lynn.
Because one of the kids, we got to send something to her. Hummus, a box of hummus or something with crackers.
Yeah, definitely.
The only reason I eat hummus is because of the kids.
Different flavors, Pam?
What?
Do you get it in different flavors? Do you get it in different flavors?
Yeah, it's different flavors. My favorite one is the olive tapenade and the red pepper.
Red pepper. Red pepper.
Yeah, red pepper.
Yeah. Red pepper.
Yeah, and there's a Greek one which is similar to the olive one, but I tried another one I didn't really care for, but I don't remember what the name of it was. So the problem is my husband is the one that goes shopping, and so it's kind of hard that I don't get to see all the different varieties. He kind of tries to tell me, but when you're not there in front of it, it's kind of hard to pick out. But at least I've started. So instead of eating potato chips, like that's my favorite thing to eat, like one of my junk foods, now I'm eating hummus and pita chips. So there you go.
There you go.
Oh.
Wait till you have it on Han. Wait till you have it on Han. Warmed Han.
What is that?
It's like it's Indian, and they throw it on the brick oven, and it gets all fluffy.
Oh,
yeah.
Sort of like a flatbread kind of thing.
Yeah, but a little fluffier. It's really
good. Okay.
It's really good,
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day I'll try that.
Yep.
But we want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll be back next Thursday, which is the 22nd, or is it the 23rd? 22nd. 7 p.m. Eastern with our...
Yeah. You'll be with Laura and Steve. You'll be all right, girl.
Yeah, right? Tell her.
We'll take care of the place for you, Candace.
And you'll be detailing everything. We want to hear every moment, every word.
If I'm not on the show, I feel like I miss a lot. Because if you miss an episode, you miss a lot. That's why you go to blogtalkradio.com to listen to our archives. Anyway,
thank you.
Find us at iHeartRadio and anywhere you subscribe to podcasts. Please leave us comments and let us know what you think of the show. We love you guys.
Yes, iHeartRadio, you can do that, iTunes, Spotify, just about any streaming app, but I know those are like, the big ones out there. So definitely check us out and, leave a comment. That would be great. I never think to ask about that. Well, Candace, I wonder if maybe we can work around not doing it on a Thursday and do it, something when we get off here.
Don't do that to the public. The public wants Take Two on Thursday next week to find out all the latest on the 4 soaps that are happening. The Bold and the Beautiful. Will it take the number 1 spot from Young and the Restless? Will Young and the Restless understand that people do have a lot of things? What's going to happen on Days of Our Lives? What's the mess that's happening on General Hospital? You guys have to be here next week to find out. You guys have to tune in and stay live.
Yeah, but I mean, we've done shows on a different day every once in a while, so I mean, it's not a big deal if we do, you know. No? Okay.
Do it. No,
okay.
do it. I'll be there because I know that Anthony is going to channel my spirit when y'all talk about wrestling. And I know y'all going to say something about Bold and Beautiful, how it literally, you guys, Bold and Beautiful is number one in the demo. Like, that is newsworthy. And it has actually been on all the news outlets, so just saying. But I know. And I know that Caroline is going to talk about Days of Our Lives. And I know y'all going to talk about the rap. I'm getting emotional. But you do it for the people. Do it for the people.
All right.
Do I get my Emmy now? Do I get an Emmy nod now?
Almost.
Yes. Yeah, your Emmy's in the mail.
Yeah. Checks in the mail.
Right? That too. So, thank you guys for joining me tonight too. I really appreciate you guys, and all the questions you come up with are always great, and you give a lot for the show and do a lot, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Oh, well, we appreciate you, Pam. It's
exactly.
It's been really. We know all the hard work that you put in, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Amen.
We're a great team. We're a really great team.
Definitely.
We're good.
Thank you.
I mean, if you don't know it by now, honey, everyone should know that how much heart you put into your work. And if they don't, then they don't know you.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, and Pam, you're gearing up for your Christmas shows already, right?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Our Christmas shows start towards the end of October, and so we're getting all that together and starting to figure out who we're going to have on the show and who we're going to interview and what Christmas movies are coming out, because a lot of them have already, the titles and the actors have been dropped. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that, and that's from October to December. So that's going to be a busy time for Dawn and I.
You guys had a stellar year last year, so
yeah.
So we probably won't have as many guests on Take Two Radio during that time because of the Christmas show, but never worry, we will definitely still be around for our Soaps and Review. And you never know, we still might have a guest, but we'll definitely be rolling back again after the first of the year with bringing you all the actors and actresses that you love on your soaps.
And we might fangirl over some of them. Right, Carolyn?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Believe me, I mean, if anybody knew, like, in the background, the dance of joy that I do when I get the actors and actresses on the show is just, they would be laughing at me because I do a lot of fangirling in the background.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is.
That's where
Yeah.
It is,
I mean,
definitely.
When you get chewed out, not chewed out, but, when, a legend like Walt Willie, call you out or, I won't. Or
yeah, how dare you not show up,
Candace. From someone like Chad.
I know. I had a cold, but I could have just popped the Alka-Seltzer and came on.
Who was the other one? Oh, Chad, too. Sam, I don't know if you listen to Chad.
And Jordy.
And Jordy.
Jordy, yes.
Jordy,
I'll own it.
and
I'll own it.
He's going to own it.
I'll own it. I'll own it. I mean, wait till you guys really have y'all moment, and then me and Caroline are going to be like, aha.
Well, I've had my moments, but I don't tell you guys.
See, so you just said the embarrassment for us on the show. Okay, thanks.
I just don't tell you. Like Shawn is one of my moments. So there.
And he just heard you.
Jackie was probably. Oh,
yeah, Jackie
by the
and
way,
Laura,
Pam,
absolutely.
Yeah, Jackie and Laura. And Pam, I got to tell you, I have a confession to make. I didn't tell Jackie you were sick. I told her that you were out with Scotty.
Oh, okay. Now, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you one time about a moment that I would like to happen, and that would be Ken Schreiner.
Ooh.
Mm.
That would be a moment for me. I've always loved him.
He's really nice. He's nice.
I'm going to put it out there for all of us. Mora.
Mora, definitely. More West.
We had her.
I'm telling y'all.
We didn't have her, though. You had her on that other show you did, I remember.
I did.
Mara's awesome.
You had her, too?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I had her with, the other show I did.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting experience.
I love Mara West. I'm telling you right now, if Jeannie Francis comes on the show, and I'm putting it out there, if Jeannie Francis comes on Take Two Radio, I will pass out. I'm letting y'all know right now.
Yes, I love and adore her as well.
I'm just saying. That's the one person I have yet to meet that I want to meet. Her and Peter Bergman those are the two. Like, seriously, if I met Tony Gary, done that, Jonathan Jackson, Greg Vaughn, Jacob Young, Rebecca Herbst, Tyler Christopher, I would love to meet Jeannie Francis, like, just to say hi to her. I would probably cry. I'm getting teary-eyed talking about it right now.
Do you know who I want? I want Anika. After the last 6 months of Bold and Beautiful storyline, I want Anika. She needs to be celebrated. And I would love to tell her and discuss with her how she goes to those places, for 6 months straight.
Well, wouldn't it be 8 months that she was crying? Hold up. Wait a minute. It's been 8 months. It was an 8-month drought. Yep. No. Yeah, 8 months. Wait a minute. Hold up. Take away the 2. Yeah, 8 months of emotion. Like, that girl brought it. If she doesn't get an Emmy nod. I know it's too early. I'm just saying. I already have my deadlock for my Emmy nomination already written down of who I think should get a nomination. And if they don't, I'm going to riot.
And for our listeners who might not know, Anika is Hope on The Bold and the Beautiful.
You know the show that won the women's demo for the first time in 32 years? I'm sorry.
And Suzanne Rogers. Suzanne Rogers is another dream guest. Oh
my gosh. I would say Bill and Susan Hayes too.
We had them on. When we had them on?
We had them on.
We had them on Valentine's Day. We thought they were the perfect couple to have for a Valentine's Day show.
Oh, I need to check the archives just like everybody else will and listen to that because I want to hear that.
It was beautiful. You had Sabina. Wasn't Sabina one of your guests? Sabina was your co-host then, I remember.
Was it Sabina or was it Dawn?
No, Dawn called in, but Sabina did it because she's Days of Our Lives. Sabina was always a Days of Our Lives fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
For listeners,
don't
remember. There are some amazing interviews. In the last month alone, we've had Jackie Zeman and Laura Wright, Josh Schwickert. As you heard tonight, we had Shawn Christian. Over the last year, we have had some amazing conversations. Chad Brannon, going back about a year ago. Yeah. I always try to post on Facebook. I always try to remember the conversations we've had. Another highlight was talking with Jen Lilly about fostering and growing her family. Who just congratulations, Jen, by the way. Did you guys see the social media posts of her?
Yes. She's got a beautiful baby.
I can't believe she went in labor. This tells you how Jen Lilly, if anybody saw, she was doing the red carpet for her Hallmark movie. And she literally went into labor, like the water broke, and she was still doing interviews. And I'm like, this girl, like, seriously is Wonder Woman, because she even, I think it was Access or CNN, and she literally, like, bit her lip, and they said what was wrong, and she was like, oh, that was a big contraction. I'm like, I was like, oh, girl, please go to the hospital. Like, where is her handle? Where are the people at? I mean, I just feel as though we've seen Jen Lilly grow, and become this wonderful person. And, again, hats off to you, girl.
Congratulations, sweetheart.
You can hear Baby Shark all the time. Baby Shark. Baby Shark. Baby Shark.
Oh my gosh!
Okay,
you know what? And that song reminds me of. I have it posted on my Instagram. It might be down a ways, but it's one of the most viewed posts that I put up, and it was a repost of Aaron. Oh, what the heck is his name now, Mike? I'm just losing my thoughts. But anyways, he did a Baby Shark thing that you have to watch. You will die laughing. It was like, not Baby Shark again, and the kids are in the background and the things that he does. I mean, you'll just die. It's just so funny.
Hey, you know who else did Baby Shark? You know who else did Baby Shark? Who? The number one show in the women's demo, Bold and Beautiful. They did Baby Shark too. They had Douglas and Hope, and I think Thomas in that one scene earlier this year, and they were doing Baby Shark. That tells you how powerful Baby Shark is when it comes on the most watched soap opera in the world on Bold and Beautiful.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you guys will have to check it out on my Instagram and watch it, because my Julian and Noah, every single time they come over, they have to watch it. They laugh so hard watching this guy do this. Aaron Krasow, I think it is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to look for it to give you an idea of where it is. And he's in England, so of course he has a great accent.
Okay.
I mean, and it's not even that long, so it'll only take you a minute to watch it.
I mean, they got Baby Shark cereal, Baby Shark concert, Baby Shark movie, Baby Shark shoes, Baby Shark books, Baby Shark coloring books, Baby Shark, Baby Shark, Baby Shark. Did I mention Baby Shark the movie's coming out? I don't know if I said that or not, but it's an epidemic. You guys thought Frozen was bad. You thought the Lego movie was bad. Get ready for Baby Shark the movie. Baby Shark the movie part 2. Baby Shark part 3. I'm telling you, it's gonna be. And Baby Shark the TV show. I don't know if I said that too.
Yeah, Kraskell. It's Arron for Aaron, and then his last name is Kraskall, and he does a ton of funny stuff. You should follow him and check out his Instagram. Oh my God, you'll die laughing. He does this thing where he goes like to different places, like in a store or something, and he stands next to a woman or a girl or whatever, And he'll say, "Oh, you won't believe," like he pretends he's on the phone with somebody. "Oh my gosh, how am I going to tell my wife that I slept with her sister and she's pregnant?" And you should see the face on the person standing next to him. I mean, he just does some crazy things. It's just hysterical. But anyways, yeah.
All right, ladies, I have
him.
to beg off. I will see everyone next week, 8:30 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great week, everyone.
Yeah, definitely. We've said goodbye 14 times now, so this is it. Final.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Have a good night. And watch the full season 4 of Bay the Series that is on right now, which I'm going to do.
Yep, every hour they're dropping a new episode. This was like a surprise, too.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out right now. Then head over to Amazon Prime to watch everything. And like we said, season 6 of Venice drops in September, early October. So get ready for that, because it's a Guiding Light love letter for the Guiding Light fans. 10 years. It's been gone for 10 years. Can't believe that. But
there you go.
And then you can.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.